Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is April Performance. I was just going to go over how to start pulling off the door cards on the E24. So we're going to do the fronts. So the fronts are a little more straightforward than some of the normal newer cars. So you'll have a Phillips head right here under essentially where the trim covering up the mirror is, as well as another Phillips head on the outside. So when we go to pull those off, I had to use an impact driver so I could get these out. It just was rusted and wanted to spin. So the lower section is going to be similar to a lot of newer cars where it has the clips, throughout the side and underside of the card. So those would be able to just be popped out with a trim tool. So I have one of those. I'll show kind of what it looks like for anyone who's not familiar with them. To get the upper section off, there are a couple things that are going to be in the way that I already partially pulled on the driver's side. But one of the things to remove is this cap here, because there's going to be another screw holding that in. This handle section has a couple tabs. They're larger tabs, but they're tabs that are underneath that will have to get popped up, but you have to get the screw out so that can come off, and then so the top card can come out. So on the driver's side, you're going to have the mirror adjustments. So you're gonna have your tab, your mirror adjustment, that's gonna be in there on this little white segment. You'll see the inside has another little flat section that'll mat up to that. You'll take a little plastic tool or a little crow's foot tool for a trim tool, pop it, or a 90-degree pick. You'll pop it into that little lower opening. There's also an upper opening, and you'll be able to just wiggle it out, pop it out. I find the easiest way is to try to get it so that the outermost section pops first. So then once that's out, you'll be able to adjust it, wiggle it out. You'll have all the wiring. And if you look in there, I know it's gonna be dark, you'll have another little Phillips head that you'll have to pull out. But so this is the trim tools that I was using for it. So I have my metal trim tool. It's a little bit wider than a plastic, just so I'm not beating the hell out of all of the rubber and everything in there. So let me grab my flathead, or Phillips head, sorry. So we'll get that and get this little Phillips head screw out. All of my buddies that know me know that I much prefer all the Torx bits that all the German brands use these days. So I ran my ozone machine already, so I'm gonna vacuum again. I just did an exterior wash. But now that we have this handle out, I can start working on it to pop it. I think there's one more in there that's securing this down. So let me just get that out real quick. Pop it right down on the floor. So we got that coming out, and the bottom lifts up and out. Obviously you're gonna wanna disconnect the wiring from the adjustment, but just so you guys see what then has to go on. Then we can kind of wiggle it a little bit more and try to work it out. So it's partially clasped under the metal trim there. So with one hand, I'm gonna try to push down and ease it up and over. So that side's out, that side's now out. And so obviously once that's out of the way, you'll be able to fully remove this. So what I'm trying to get to for this car is the locking mechanism doesn't engage when I use the key. So what I'm gonna end up doing is popping off the accent trim, which is kind of just partially adhesive, partially trim bit in with a little plastic clipped in. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this out, and you'll see kind of right there. You just pop that clip out, and then once I remove that plastic out of the way, and there's another bit on that end, obviously you have to pull that trim off so it doesn't crack it or anything. Then once I move this plastic out of the way, you then have access to all the key locking mechanisms. So if I fold that plastic over a little bit, grab my flashlight, you'll be able to see kind of what I'll be messing around with to see why it's not engaging, and then fixing that so I can get the door to lock. So yeah, so that's just how to get to it. Once I pull everything out, I'll do another video, but that's how you get this upper trim off. Again, then you would just remove the lower trim. Once that's out, you'd be able to take those extra screws out, pull the lower section off, take out another couple clips on the accent panel, and then you'll have the door fully stripped down. So thank you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see as I'm going forward with it. I have kind of a plan in place already, but I'm always more than happy to step away from what I plan to do so that I can go over stuff you guys want to see. But thank you guys. Have a good night and be safe.